Morning guys, we're back again for Slow Flow. I'm just mounting you, sorry, we do this every morning, start off with a shaky video and no picture of me in the middle of it. So let's just get that set up, alright, so you can see me. Hopefully this is becoming a bit of a routine for some of you, giving you some normality even though you're doing it from home. So hopefully you're enjoying these sessions. So we've got just a few more minutes before we'll start. The sun is shining again today, which is great. I think I'm going to get outside this afternoon and make the most of my hour's freedom to go for a walk or go for a run or something. Hopefully Levi will be up for a walk, but he's currently asleep on the sofa. I thought he might join us this morning, but he's taken back to the sofa. So this is the second slow flow session online that I've done. This is the slower paced class that I do this week, or throughout the week. So if you are enjoying this, or you feel like you would like something a bit slower still, let me know and we can maybe have some shuffle around the classes, or I can add some extra times in. Maybe a more restorative class might be quite nice for some of you, even if it is just half hour of just stretching. And don't forget the other classes are on, so we've got a 7 PM evening flow. I'm not sure how that works for everyone's schedules. Again, all this is open to being changed and being more convenient to fit in with your time slots as well as mine. We're all stuck at home at the moment, we all have different routines, everything's a bit bizarre. So if you are quite keen on joining a live class, shout out on the messages or on the feed below and just let me know what times suit you. And what type of classes you'd like to see more of. So this can all be, I'm in a learning phase, I guess, at the moment, as we all are. In fact, we always are throughout life, but more so than ever now, this is a completely new experience for me, as it probably is for you. And I would like to make sure that it's the best experience for you, and I need your feedback to do that. So let me know what times suit you, what style suits you, what you'd like to see more of, what poses you'd like to learn, anything you'd particularly like to be challenged by, and just give me some feedback really on how you think this is all working for you at the moment, and if there's anything I can do to help you further. Cool, so we're just approaching the 1/2 mark now. We're running very on schedule these days. So if you'd like to find a space on the floor or grab your mat if you've got one at home, and we'll just begin. We'll start on our backs today actually. We'll start with some grounding. We haven't done this for a while, so I think grounding is really important to help you get the most out of the session. So if you just come into a supine position on your backs, and just take a moment. You can close your eyes if you want to. If you don't want to close your eyes, you don't have to. This is your session. And just take a moment to take your attention to your breath. Start by thinking about breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And follow that breath with your mind's eye. And in your own time, I just want you to take 3 deep inhales, thinking about filling up from the base of the stomach first. So maybe put your hands on your stomach. Feel the stomach rise before the chest as you inhale, drawing that air deep down into the lungs, filling right up into the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbone, and then exhale completely. And just do 2 more in your own time, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then letting go of everything as you exhale. And then when you've done those 2 breaths, whenever you're ready, just slowly bring your knees up towards your chest and just hug them with both hands. And you can begin to rock from side to side, back and forth. And we'll begin by making circles with our hips. So I just want you to think about drawing circles with your knees in the air. Maybe go 5 times. direction. And you can open your eyes now if you want. And when you've done those 5, maybe go back in the other direction. Or definitely go back in the other direction. We need to be balanced, guys, so make sure you do everything both sides an equal number of times. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to roll slowly up to seated. And we'll just begin by rolling the shoulders out. So roll the shoulders back and down. Again, we'll do this sort of 5 to 8 times. And just move with your own breath and your own time. Don't feel like you have to keep up with me or go as slow as me, whatever you feel your body needs. Just be gentle on your body though to begin with. And then go forwards. So you're going to really hunch those shoulders up towards your ears, start to get the blood flowing into that area of the body. Start to mobilise the rotator cuffs. Start to warm up the spine, and the arms, and the back. And then just come back to centre, and we're going to inhale as we lift our left arm up to the sky, exhale as we reach up and then over to the right. Inhale back to centre and then switch over the arm. So right arm goes over towards the left as you exhale. Really think about creating space between your vertebrae and your rib cage as you fold over to the sides. And again, we're just going to do 5 of these each side. Moving with your own breath, in your own time. So you've probably got 1 more each side. Last one. And then this time we're going to lift and we're going to rotate to look behind us as we exhale. Inhale back to centre. Exhale and look behind the other shoulder. And again, just 5 of these each side with your own breath in your own time. Always exhaling to look behind, inhaling back to centre. Last one each side. And then slowly come onto your hands and knees. So come onto your hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and you're just going to do 5 cat-cows. We're going to move slowly through the spine, so I don't want you to jerk it each way. I want you to inhale as you dip the stomach and lift the head up towards the ceiling, and then exhale as you round through the spine, sucking the navel back towards the spine, rounding through the shoulders, pressing into the ground and finding that cat position. Inhale to dip and find cow. And then exhale to round. And really think about moving each vertebrae individually, rolling like a wave through your spine. Nice and controlled. Using your core muscles to help you get to the depths of each end. So you're really pushing up. And then when you come all the way down, use your back muscles to push the spine down towards the floor as you dip. And then we've got 1 more each side, so inhale to dip, looking up at the ceiling. Exhale as you round through the shoulders, finding that cat position. Really press through the ground one last time, and then just relax. So we're going to come up into our down facing dog now. So bring the hands to the front corners of the mat, spread the fingers, imagine you're grabbing the mat with your hands and press down through the knuckles. Tuck your toes now and lift the knees off the floor as you push back to down facing dog. So it's an upside down V. I want you to think about pushing your tailbone high towards the sky. You can have your knees bent to begin with. Press your head through your arms and think about getting the crown of your head through towards the floor. Then think about your shoulders. So open up your shoulders, create space between the shoulder blades by pulling your shoulders out to the side, wrapping your elbows under, trying to get your armpits to face each other if you like. And then from here you can think about the legs. So start to ease the legs out as you straighten them. Now that you've got this nice long spine, your tailbone's nice and high, and you should be able to slowly get a little bit further to the floor, but don't worry if your heels don't touch the floor. Just pedal out those feet, open up those calves, those hamstrings. You might hear a few clicks and cracks. And then slowly walk your feet in towards your hands. And we're just going to take a moment in ragdoll. So again, with all your forward folds, and I'm just going to spend a bit of time correcting postures here because I can't see you, but hopefully I can tell you over the video and show you what you should be doing. So in forward fold, I want you to think about, don't go straight into it, bring your chest towards your thighs first, then let your hands go to the floor. Let them just hang there, don't worry about touching the floor. Get your crown of your head should be pointing towards the floor. So you're actually upside down with your head. Your knees are against your chest and your hands are kind of resting on the floor, maybe, maybe not. And then from there, think about stretching through the legs, but keeping that chest nice and close to the thighs. Crown of the head should still point towards the ground. Your eye gaze probably goes through that kind of keyhole shape that your knees and calves make. And you're reaching down with the chest towards the floor. And from here, you can either clasp behind your calves, you can still keep that micro bend if you need to, if you can straighten your legs, great. If you want to press into the floor, you can. Or you can take ragdoll, which is quite a favourite at the beginning of the class, opposite a hand to opposite elbow, and you can rock from side to side, back and forth. Take a few breaths here. Get everything loosened off. So this actually takes the stretch from side to side, as well as down the back of your legs as well. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift all the way up, bringing the hands up above the head, reaching up tall, stretch through that upper body, and then exhale, release the hands, plant them on the knees, twizzle out the legs. You probably hear a few clicks and cracks here for definite, as the synovial fluids move around and the gases move around. And then go the other way. There's one of mine. I'm waiting for the other knee to go up and feel it. There it is. And then we're going to twizzle out the feet. So again, you can just stand on one leg and do this if you need to hold a wall, hold a wall. Twizzle out the ankles, or you can churn them by placing the toes upside down on the floor and rotating the ankles this way. So whatever feels good. So this massages the toes at the same time as well. If you've had ankle injuries or you've got stiff ankles, this might feel particularly difficult. I know for me, recently I sprained my ankle, so it does feel a bit awkward, but it's not hurting anymore, so I feel safe to do it. If anything hurts, stop. Don't do it. Either message me after the class and I'll advise, or ask your doctor if it's really painful. Probably always a good option, the latter. Okay, so we're going to start with our sun salutations to warm up, and then we're going to move into your usual standing flow before doing some balance work and then some deep stretches at the end, followed by relaxation. Okay, so standing at the front of your mat in Tadasana, you're going to lift the toes, spread them, press the feet firmly into the ground. Engage the glutes, engage the quads, tuck the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes. Suck the navel back towards the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down and think about lengthening through the crown of the head. Take a nice deep breath in. Get ready for the practice. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the hands up above the head. Reach up tall for extended Tadasana. Exhale as we fold forwards, hinging at the hips, coming all the way down into Uttanasana, forward fold. So remember that alignment with the chest towards the thighs, the head towards the floor. This is going to help you. So the reason I say this in your hip 3 breaths, guys, so breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. This is going to help stretch this lower area of your back. You're trying to make the spine as long as possible so that you can get deeper into a fold. If you're just bending at the top, you're never going to get fully pancaked. So yeah, so try and think about extending through the spine as you fold, as well as just bending. Take one last deep breath all the way in, find length in that spine one last time, and then place the hands as you exhale on the floor. We're going to inhale as we step the left leg back into low lunge. So take a big step back all the way to the back of the mat, drop the back knee to the floor, roll the shoulders back and down, eye gaze forwards, and then just make sure that that knee stacked above the ankle, and this is the case for all lunges unless I say otherwise, making sure that it's not tracking forwards. If anything, take a step further forwards with, shuffle the foot forwards, and the knee can go behind the ankle but never in front. Take the eye gaze forwards and really reach with the chest through the arms so that you can feel it now in your groin, and your hip. Take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, we're going to step back to down facing dog. So with sun salutations, your hands and feet shouldn't move from these four corners. So your hands should be shoulder distance apart, feet should be hip distance apart. Press through the hands, push the head towards the floor. And you're here for 3 breaths, so just pedal out the feet. Push those tailbones high. Remember that alignment correction that I gave you earlier in the warm-up. And then on the next inhale, you're going to roll forwards into high plank. Option to drop the knees if you want to here. With high plank, make sure your knees, shoulders, and hips are all in one straight line. Don't let the stomach sag or the bum pike. Try and find that nice level line by squeezing the glutes, squeezing the inner thighs, and squeezing the core muscles. Exhale, come down to low plank or knees just chin. And then inhale as you come up to cobra. So sorry, guys. Let me just, 2 seconds. The joys of being home, eh? Oh, thank you. Cheers, you too. Sorry guys, it's a live class. So we're coming from that cobra position. You've probably been there for 3 breaths, so we're going to tap the toes, exhale, press back to down facing dog, and just pedal out the feet once more. Open up those shoulders. Again, you're here for 3 breaths. So really focus on that alignment. Hold those heels down to the ground as you exhale, really push them down. And then on the next inhale, you're going to step forwards with your left foot. Help it there if you need to, into that low lunge position again. So drop the back knee to the floor. Bring that foot forwards if you need to help it there. Help it. And then roll the shoulders back and down. Chest comes through the arms. Eye gaze forwards. Take a nice deep breath. And then as you exhale, step forwards with your right foot and find Uttanasana, forward fold. Bringing that chest towards the thighs, head hang long. And then just rock from side to side if you want to. Take advantage of this last opportunity for ragdoll. The next round we'll be doing 2 breaths per pose. So inhale as you come all the way up to standing. Extended Tadasana, reaching the hands up high. And then exhale as you come back down into that forward fold. Think about lengthening through the crown of the head as you inhale to find length. Exhale, plant your hands on the floor. And then this time we're going to step back with our right foot into that low lunge again. So drop the back knee to the floor, make sure that knee's above the ankle, pull the shoulders back and down, chest comes through the arms, open up those hips. Exhale, step back to down facing dog. Press the sit bones high to the sky, press through the hands, push the head towards the floor. Inhale, roll forwards to high plank, squeeze that navel, option to drop the knees, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, low plank or knees just chin. Inhale, press up to cobra. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Option here, if cobra is too much, sorry I should have said it on the last one but we got disturbed, come to Sphinx. Always an option for cobra if ever you struggle with that posture. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back to down facing dog. Press through the hands, push the head towards the floor and push those heels down this time if you can. Inhale, look forward, step the right foot forwards into that low lunge position, back knee goes down, chest comes through the arms, eye gaze forwards. Exhale, step forwards to Uttanasana, forward fold. Chest towards the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale as you find length. Exhale as you plant the hands on the floor and push down further for a final stretch. Then inhale as we come all the way up. Extended Tadasana. Now we're at 1 breath per pose. So if you get lost, just move and breathe. Exhale as you fold forwards into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, left leg goes back, low lunge. Exhale, right leg goes back. Down facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards to high plank. Exhale, low plank or knees chest chin. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back to down facing dog. Inhale, left foot forwards, low lunge. Exhale, right foot forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, fold forwards all the way back down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, right foot goes back, low lunge. We're on the last round now. Exhale, step back to down facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards to high plank. Exhale, low plank or knees just chin. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back to down facing dog. Inhale, right foot forwards, low lunge. Exhale, left foot forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, release the arms, and you should be feeling pretty warm, so hopefully that's warmed you up. You can shake it off, and then we're going to come back to the front of the mat and start our standing strength. So, standing, kind of standing. We'll be down and down facing dog for some of it as well. Okay, so standing into Tadasana again. Think about lifting those toes, engaging those legs, pressing the feet into the ground, rolling the shoulders back and down, eye gaze forwards. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the hands up above the head. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge forwards into that Uttanasana, forward fold. So really think about, you're here for 3 breaths. So with every inhale, really think about finding that length, bringing the crown of the head further towards the floor. And with every exhale, think about pressing that chest towards the thighs. You can hang out in ragdoll if you want to, or clasp behind the legs, wherever you need to be. You've probably got 1 breath left now, so inhale for the last time. Think about lengthening through that spine again. Exhale, fold deeper and plant the hands on top of the feet. We're going to inhale as we find our flat back tabletop position, lifting just the shoulders and the chest away from the floor, finding a parallel position. Squeeze the shoulder blades back together, so you should be activating the shoulders, pulling them away from the ears, squeezing the blades together to find a nice, strong, flat back position. Neck should be neutral. We're going to do this 2 more times. So exhale, fold over the legs again, and then inhale to pull the shoulders and chest up, squeeze them back, and you can straighten the legs here as well, so you're in like a perfect L shape if you like. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Squeeze those shoulders back together, find that neutral back position. Exhale, release, and plant your hands on the floor. We're going to step the feet back. We're going to step the left foot back into a low lunge now. So think about finding your steady stance. So imagine you've got 2 train tracks on your mat. The wider the tracks are, the steadier your stance will be. So plant your feet wherever they need to go to find that steady stance, because we're going to lift our hands off the floor. Inhale as you press through this front leg, lifting the hands up above the head, and you should feel a nice stretch down the front of this thigh, of the left thigh that you're kneeling on. Keep the toes tucked on the back leg, and then exhale, release the hands to the side, lift the chest towards the ceiling and take the eye gaze up, and find a variation of crescent lunge. Take a nice deep breath in, and then inhale to lift. Exhale as you reach as far forwards as you can over that front leg, plant the hands, inhale to straighten the front leg, flex the toes back towards you, and then exhale as you reach with the nose, trying to keep a nice long neutral spine into half splits. So half splits, the back leg should be stacked at a 90-degree angle, hip above knee, and the front leg is straight with the toes flexed back towards you. Think about, rather than pulling back and sitting back on your heels, think about pulling the hips up and back and reaching forwards with the nose, and you will find that intensifies things a lot more. Inhale as you come back forwards. We're going to do 2 more rounds of that. So inhale to lift the hands up off the floor, press through that front leg again, open up that front hip flexor on the left leg, exhale, release the arms, lift the chest and take the eye gaze up to the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale, reach as far forwards as you can. Plant the hands on the floor. Inhale, straighten the front leg, flex the toes. Exhale, fold. Take another deep breath in as we come forwards, lifting the hands all the way up. Finding that upright position, opening up that front hip flexor. Exhale, release the hands, lift the chest, take the eye gaze up. Take a nice deep breath. And And then last time, inhale as you lift up, reaching as high as you can. Exhale, reach as far forwards as you can, plant the hands. Inhale, straighten that front leg, flex the toes. Exhale, fold forwards over that leg. Take a nice deep breath. And then we're going to inhale as we come forwards, finding your crescent lunge. And then we're going to step back to down facing dog. And just pedal out the feet. Ease off that hamstring. It's probably feeling a little bit tight and stretched. And then just take half a foot step in with your feet as we're going to reach through with our left hand to the outside of the right ankle and pull the body through under the right armpit. So you're going to end up looking at the ceiling underneath your right armpit. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. And then we're going to do the same with the other hand. So right hand goes to left ankle. Inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, release. Pedal it out, shuffle the feet back to where they should be. And then we're going to inhale as we lift our right leg up high to the sky. And then swing it through, finding our low lunge position. So drop the back knee to the floor. Right foot, remember the knee should be stacked above the ankle, not in front. Pull the shoulders back and down, chest comes through the arms. Eye gaze forwards. And remember your steady stance, because we're going to take our hands off the floor. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale to lift. Reach up high, open up that hip flexor, press through that front leg. Sorry, we've just done the wrong side again, sorry. So step back, so switch over, so left foot comes forwards. I'm so sorry guys. It's nearly the end of the week. So we're left foot forwards, right leg back. We're opening up that right hip flexor. So inhale, find that steady stance once you've shuffled around. Inhale to lift up above with your hands. Exhale as you open up the chest towards the ceiling. Lift the eye gaze up. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. See if you can find a little back bend. And then inhale as you lift the hands back up above the head again. Exhale as you reach as far forwards as you can. Plant the hands on the floor. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Flex the toes back towards you. And then melt the body over as you exhale, reaching with that nose towards your toes again. So again, you want this hip stacked above the knee, 90 degrees, not coming back. Keep it stacked. Reach forwards with this, so front leg straight, flex the toes, nose towards the toes. Try and find length in that spine as you pull the spine. So think about bringing your, as with all forward bends, bring your stomach over your thighs. Take a nice deep breath. And then inhale as you come back up and release the hands off the floor, lift them up above your head, press through that front leg, reach up tall, open up that right hip flexor this time. Exhale, release the hands to the side, lift the chest, take the eye gaze up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, fold forwards as far as you can go with your hands, plant them on the floor, and then inhale to straighten the front leg, flex the toes, nose towards the toes. Take a nice deep breath in. And then we're going to do this one last time. So inhale to come forwards, lift and reach, press through that front leg, open up that hip flexor. Exhale, release the hands, lift the chest, find that back bend, take the eye gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale to lift your hands back up above you. Exhale, reach as far forwards as you can, plant the hands on the floor. Inhale to straighten and flex the front leg, flexing the toes back towards you. And then exhale as you fold, nose towards your toes. Take a nice deep breath. And then we're going to inhale as we come forwards, tuck the toes of the back foot. And as we exhale, we're going to step back to down facing dog, pedal out the feet. And then walk the feet in towards the hands. Take a moment here in Uttanasana. Forward fold. You can rock from side to side, back and forth, whatever you need to do. And then inhale as we come all the way up, reaching up tall, extended Tadasana. Exhale, release your hands. Okay, so from here we're going to step back with our right leg all the way back to Warrior One. So take the back foot all the way back at a 45-degree angle, front toes on the left leg stay pointing forward, square the hips off to the front of the mat. Inhale to lift the hands up above the head. Exhale, sink down into that lunge. And again, just make sure your knees not shooting forwards of your ankles. So check that you can see your big toes past your knee. If you can, then you're probably in the right position. If you're not able to, then you're probably shooting your knee too far forwards. Keep those hips square, pull the shoulders back and down, eye gaze forwards, and keep pressing through the feet. Imagine you're ripping the mat in half underneath you, so you should feel this in your thighs, your inner thighs, your glutes. Really squeeze the glutes and lift the body out of the pelvis as you reach up with the hands. Take a nice deep breath in, and then we're going to lift and twist our hips open as we inhale to the long edge of the mat, so towards the right side. Exhale, release the hands down, parallel to the floor, warrior two. Eye gaze forwards over the front fingertips, and again, keep squeezing those legs. Rip that mat in half underneath you. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. And then we're going to lift and twist our toes. So the front foot's going to come in now. The toes are going to face the other side. You can shuffle back with the back foot so that you're on one line. And come into a straight-legged position with your legs nice and wide with your stance. Place your hands on your hips, and we're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. So inhale to find length. Exhale as you fold forwards over those legs. Plant the hands on the floor. And push the head towards the floor with your hands. So use the floor, press against it, and try and get your crown of your head down towards the floor. Take 3 deep breaths here. Press through all 4 corners of your feet, not just the insides. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale completely, and then move the right hand now to the center of the mat. Inhale as you lift and twist with the left hand up towards the ceiling, opening up into revolved wide-legged forward fold. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release, walk the hands all the way back to the front of the mat. Find your lunge position. In high lunge, take a nice deep breath. Open up that back leg, lift the knee away from the floor, so really squeeze that thigh and that knee up away from the ground. And then as you exhale, step back to Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring the hands together and bring your hands towards your heart. So we're going to take the left elbow to the left knee, straighten the front leg, and then inhale as we lift and twist round, looking over our right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, release, come back to center, and we'll switch over. So right elbow to right knee, left leg straightens, right leg bends. Inhale to lift and twist as you press the elbow into the knee and look over your left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale completely. Come back down into that full forward fold. And then as you take another breath in, lift all the way back up to the top, bringing the hands above the head. Exhale, release, and we'll do the other side. So this time we're going to go with our left foot. I'm going to come this way around so I can see, or you can see me, guys. So you're going to take your left foot back now into that warrior one position. So remember your steady stance throughout any of these kind of split stance positions. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle, hips are squared off to the front of the mat. Right toes this time are facing forwards. Inhale to lift the hands up above the head. Exhale, sink into that lunge position. So think about keeping those hips forwards, press through the feet, pull the shoulders back and down away from the arms. Keep the body quite upright, don't lean forwards with this pose. Try and squeeze the glutes and squeeze the back muscles to keep that body vertical. And squeeze your inner thighs as if you're ripping that mat in half underneath you again. Activate the fingers. It's a nice strong position. Take one last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that lunge. And then this time I'm going to inhale to lift and twist the hips over to the long edge of the mat, so the left side this time. Exhale as you release the hands so that the arms are parallel to the floor. Eye gaze should still be over the front fingertips. Take a nice deep breath, so your hips are now open to the side. And keep pressing through those feet. One last breath all the way in. Exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper this time into that lunge. And then inhale as you twist the feet inwards. Find that wide-legged forward fold position with your legs. So nice wide stance. Toes are now facing, both pointing the long edge of the mat. And you're going to place your hands on your hips. Inhale as you find length. So lift the body out of the pelvis. And as you exhale, fold forwards all the way over. Allow the hands to come down to the ground. And then use the hands to push the head towards the ground.
So you should feel this on the inside of your thighs. Should be quite a nice relief after those warriors. Take a nice deep breath. With every exhale, see if you can push yourself a bit closer towards the floor. So you can go wider with this stance if you wanted to, and you can try and get your head, the crown of your head towards the floor if you wanted to. That's the end goal. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't be able to get there. It's just something for you to work towards if you want to. We're going to take the left hand now into the centre of the mat, and then inhale as we push into the ground and lift and twist with the right hand up towards the ceiling. Take the eye gaze up to the top fingers and keep pressing through that grounded hand to lift the body away from the mat. Open up the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, release, walk the hand all the way around to the front of the mat. Find your lunge position. Keep lifting that back knee off the floor. Make sure that front knee isn't shooting forwards with the ankle. Eye gaze forwards, chest comes through the arms. Keep squeezing those glutes and thighs. And then exhale as you step forwards to Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a few breaths here, shake it out if you want to. Think about getting that chest towards the thighs, let that head hang on towards the ground. And then as you inhale, lift the hands all the way up above the head. Reach up tall, keep them there. And as we sit back, so as we exhale, we're going to sit back into chair pose. So keep the tailbone tucked under. Suck the navel back towards the spine and reach up tall with the arms. So it's a nice strong pose. You should feel this in your ankles, your legs. It's a strengthening posture again. It's a good one to do to counteract the warriors and the wide-legged forward folds. And then inhale as we come all the way up. Exhale, release and shake it off. You've done your standing balance stuff, your standing strength stuff now, so we're moving on to the balance stuff. So that chair pose, we're going to just do a variation of it again, but we're going to do it on our toes. So you've just got, so when you're doing that chair, you're keeping the nables, the tailbone tucked under. Don't let the bum tip out, try and keep it underneath you, and try and suck your spine, your navel back towards your spine, so that you're keeping this nice neutral pelvis as you sit back into that chair pose. With the shoulders, make sure they stay away from the ears, and the hands can be up above the head or out to the side, wherever you need to be to make sure that you've got those shoulders pulled back and down. So don't worry about too much having biceps by the ears or anything like that. In fact, if you wanted to, you could just do your hands by your heart if you want to leave the arms out of it completely. So for this one, we're going to come up onto our toes. So you're going to inhale to lift up onto your toes and bring your hands up above your head. Hands on the heart as an option if you want to. The wider your stance, the steadier your balance will be. So if hip distance is a bit unsteady for you, feel free to take it slightly wider, not too wide though, or just don't worry about coming up onto your toes. So come up onto your toes, and as we exhale, we're going to sit back into that chair pose. So remember, keep that tailbone tucked under and see how low you can go and how high you can keep those heels raised. Really pull those shoulders back and down, suck the navel back, keep that pelvis tucked under you. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then inhale as you come back up, exhale, release. And we're going to go into warrior 3. So taking the left leg back, inhale to lift the arms up and start sliding that left leg back behind you. If you want to stay on your toe, you can, and just stay here. This is as much warrior 3 as the progressive option is as well. As you exhale, you're going to hinge at the hips, keeping a nice long straight line with that leg and your arms above your head, biceps by your ears, and then hinge over, finding a parallel position on the floor, keeping a nice neutral neck into that warrior 3 position. When you've found it, see if you can reach further forwards and further back with your fingers and your toes. Straighten that front leg and really make it a powerful shooting warrior position. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to inhale. Try and keep that leg off the floor, and then feed it through and up into a tuck position. So you're still balancing on one leg. Exhale as you kick back. We're going to do this 2 more times. Find that warrior position. Inhale to lift. Exhale, kick back. Inhale to lift the last time. And then this time extend that front leg, flex the toes back towards you, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then lower the leg all the way down, release the arms. Shake it off. It's pretty tough, isn't it, for a slow balance position. So we'll have to do the other side. So we're going to go back to that chair pose. So remember, you're coming up onto your toes if you want to. Stay grounded on your feet if you don't want to. So when you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale up, bringing the hands up above the head, rising up onto the toes. And then as we exhale, keeping that tailbone tucked under, sit back into that balancing chair. Keep those heels away from the floor. See how far forwards on your toes you can come while sitting back as if you're sitting on your heels. See if you can find that balancing point. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up, exhale, release. And then we're going to go back to the other side and do that warrior posture. So sliding that right leg all the way back, hands above the head. So biceps by your ears if you can. Keeping that nice long neutral spine. So remember, you can stay here on your toe if you want to. And as you exhale, fold forwards, hinging at that hip. Keeping that nice straight line, reaching as far forwards and as far back as you can with your fingers and toes. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to inhale to lift and tuck. And then exhale, kick back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kick back. Inhale, lift again. And then this time extend the leg, flex the toes, hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. And shake it all off. And you'll be glad to know we're coming down to our deep stretches now. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale to come up onto our toes one last time. And then come all the way down to the floor. Try not to put your hands on the floor. See if you can find a seated position with control. And then come into a seated forward fold. So legs are out straight in front of you. Toes flex back towards you. And you're just going to think about pulling the fleshy bits of your bum out from underneath you. And then get ready to lift and lengthen through the spine. So think about creating that length like we spoke about earlier, finding that length in the base of your spine, so lifting the spine out of the pelvis to then tilt forward. So I'm sure there's some tool that does it, that you have to lift and then fold when you fold something in half. So think about that similar action with your spine and your pelvis. And we're going to do the same. So we're going to inhale to lift the hands up above the head. Reach up tall, lift that pelvis, lift that spine out of that pelvis, and then exhale as you fold over. And if you need to use a strap around the feet, you can help yourself with a strap. Think about bringing that chest towards the thighs first, and then exhale as you drop your head towards your knees. And we're going to be here for 5 breaths. So we're going to do this together. As we inhale, we're going to find length in the spine. So take a nice deep breath in, reach forwards. And then as you exhale, fold deeper over those legs. On your next inhale, lift up just slightly. Find more length if you can, shuffle forwards. Exhale, fold deeper. 3 to go. Inhale, find that length. Reaching forwards with that chest. Exhale, fold deeper. 2 to go. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold deeper. Last one. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold deeper. Who's got their head on their knees yet? Can you touch your feet? Are you deeper than you've been before? And then inhale as you come all the way up. And then we're just going to slide the bum back towards the heels and come down onto our backs. And we're going to come into reclined pigeon pose. So lift the feet off the floor. And you might just want to lift your head towards your knees and have a little bounce back and forth. Rock from side to side, release the back. And then come back to being on your backs again. So if you want to, so we're coming into reclined pigeon. So bring your right foot across your left knee. And then you've created like this figure of 4 shape. So you're now going to reach through that figure of 4 and you're going to clasp around the front of the shin, not behind the knee, please, in front of the shin. If you need to, you can get a strap, feed it through, and you can reach that way. So lift yourself off the floor to find that reach, clasp the hands around that knee, come back down to the floor with your head and relax, and then pull that knee in towards you and use that right elbow to push that left knee, push that left knee away from the body. Sorry, that right knee. So right elbow to right knee, push the right knee away from the body, pull the left knee in towards the body. And just take 3 deep breaths here. Last breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then release the hands, unravel the legs, and we'll switch over. So left ankle goes across right knee. You've created that figure 4 shape again. You're reaching through the legs, around the front of the shin, not behind the knee, around the front of the shin. And then pulling, coming back to the floor with your head, and then pulling that knee in towards you, using that left elbow against the left thigh or left knee, wherever it ends up, and pressing that knee away from you whilst pulling the right knee in towards you. And again, just for 3 breaths. Last breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then unravel the hands, unravel the legs, shake it all off. And we're just going to bring the knees in towards our chest and hug them with both hands, and you can rock from side to side, back and forth, whatever you need to do. Then take your hands over to the left knee. Exhale as you extend the right leg all the way to the floor. Inhale to pull the left knee in towards your left shoulder, and just hold for 3 breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Last breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then inhale as you bring both knees back up to center, switching over the hands. Exhale as you extend the left leg all the way to the floor. Inhale to pull the right knee in towards the right shoulder. And again, just 3 breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. You've got 1 last breath to go. And then exhale, relax. Bring both knees and, inhale to bring both the knees back into center. Again, you can just give them a little hug, rock from side to side, massage that lower back. And then release the hands. We're going to take the hands out to a T-shaped position now, palms facing down. And we're coming into our supine abdominal twist. So you're going to drop the legs as you exhale all the way over to the left. Allow gravity to do the work. If your knees don't quite get there, don't worry. If they're there but not quite, maybe press down on the outer thigh with the opposite hand. Or if you're there and you're comfortable and both shoulders are glued to the floor, you can extend that top leg and cradle it in the opposite hand. And then on your inhale, you're going to lift and twist your head to look at the back of your right hand. So both shoulders should be glued to the floor. Palms should be facing down unless you're cradling that foot or pressing down on the outer thigh. And then just relax here for 5 breaths. Letting nature unravel your spine with gravity. Probably halfway now with your breaths. 2 more to go. Take 1 last deep breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then release that foot if you've got hold of it. Inhale as you lift the knees and the head back to center. And then we're going to drop them over to the right. So exhale as you drop the knees all the way over to the right side of the body this time. Again, if they're not there, just let them hang. If press down on the outer thigh, or extend that top leg if you're comfortable and want to go further and cradle it in the right hand. Inhale as you lift and twist the head to look at the back of the left hand this time. And just take 5 deep breaths, making sure those shoulders are glued to the floor. Letting gravity unravel your spine in the other direction. Last breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then inhale as you lift your knees and your head back to centre. Just give them one last quick hug as you rock from side to side, back and forth, whatever you want to do. And then just extend your legs now, release the hands, and get comfortable in corpse pose, ready for Savasana. So whenever you're ready, get comfy on your mat. If you want a jumper, go and grab a jumper or socks. Shuffle around, extend your legs, shake your arms off, do whatever you need to do. And then just come to stillness. As you close your eyes, and you take your attention to your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Take 3 deep inhales, filling all the way into the base of that stomach first, so you're drawing that breath all the way down into the pit of your stomach, deep into the lungs, filling right up into the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbone until you can't fill any more air into your lungs, and then exhale completely. And just do that for another 2 goes. Following that breath with the mind's eye, really thinking about where that breath is going, how it feels within your body, how your body moves around that flow of breath, how the breath makes the body move around that influx of air. And then just begin to notice the other extremities of your body, your fingers, your toes, your arms, your legs, your hips. Just think about how that breath sits within there. Does it affect those areas at all? Could you send it to those areas? And I want you to start thinking about sending that breath into your head, your face, your upper neck. And as you take a deep breath in, I want you to send the breath to your face and your head. And crunch every muscle up as you can. Clench your eyes, crunch your lips, crunch your cheeks. And as you exhale, release. Allow your eyes to be heavy in their sockets. Allow your cheeks to melt back down towards your ears. Allow your jaw to soften. To release any tension that you're holding in that area. And then keeping that attention to your breath. Follow it down your neck and into your shoulders. Just notice if they're feeling tight or tense. And as you take another deep inhale, clench your shoulders up tight towards your ears. And as you exhale, release them back down towards the mat. Maybe you find more space between your shoulder blades. Maybe you can find more length in the back of your neck. Whatever you find, just try and release all the tension that you're holding in that area. Try and let all the muscles relax and let go. And then follow that breath as it travels down the arms and into the fingers and the hands. And as you take a deep inhale, clench the hands up into tight little fists and stretch the arms out long. And as you exhale, release. Allow the hands to fall open by your sides. Allow your them sink into the ground below. And then follow that breath as it trickles down the spine and into the hips and the glutes and the thighs. And as you take another deep inhale, clench every muscle up in that area as tight as you possibly can. And then as you exhale, release. Allow your hips to fall open. Allow the small of your back to sink deeper into the mat below. Release any tension that you're holding there. And then finally, that breath is going to travel down the legs and into the ankles and the feet and the toes. And as you take a deep inhale, clench your toes up and tighten your legs as much as you can. And then as you exhale, release. Allow your feet to fall open. Allow your legs to feel long and heavy. And just notice how your body is feeling now. Are there any areas of tightness that you can still release with your breath? And I want you to take one final deep inhale now as you squeeze every muscle up as tight as you can in your body. And as you exhale, release. Allow everything to just relax deeper into the mat below. Release any tension, let go of any tightness that you're holding on to still. And keeping your attention on your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just enjoy these last few moments of stillness. Maybe find your attention drifts off onto other thoughts, or other sounds, or distractions. Just gently bring it back to the flow of your breath, following it with your mind's eye as it comes in through the nose, down into the lungs, and then back up and out. And see if you can get to a count of 10 following that breath. Keeping your attention fixed on that, taking your attention inwards to your body, ignoring the outside world, ignoring the chatter of your mind. You've probably got a couple more breaths now, maybe about halfway, maybe you've got 3 or 4 left. Think about slowing that breath down for the last few. See if you can elongate the exhale so that it's longer than your inhale. Or maybe even take a pause at the top of your inhale for a couple of seconds and then exhale to release. And then slowly return back to a normal rhythm of breath. And allow your attention to then explore the outside world again. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the temperature against your skin. And then start to bring movement back to the body. Maybe wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And then make those movements bigger. So maybe you want to take a big stretch. Take your arms up above your head, stretch your legs out long, flex your toes back towards you, flex your feet and pulse them up and down. Maybe you want to take your knees in towards your chest and give them a big hug and rock from side to side. Do whatever your body feels like you need to do in this moment. Listen to your body, listen to how it's feeling right now. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, just come to seated. And when you're ready, we'll just take one final deep inhale as we lift our hands up above our heads, palms together. As we exhale, we're going to bring the hands to the forehead. Kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste. Hope you enjoyed today's session, guys and girls.
And I'll see you again next week. So that's the end of our live sessions for this week. There's 4 a week. Next week I'm back on Monday evening with the evening flow 30-minute sessions. So it's quite a nice slow-ish session, but there will be 1 or 2 progressive movements that you can give it a go. If you want anything further over the weekend, feel free to listen back to these recordings. Or watch out for some of my teaching tips. I'm going to release some bonus content on here as well, so you've got a few extra things that you can keep yourselves occupied with in this weird downtime that we're having at the minute, for some of us anyway. So yeah, have a look out. Today I'm going to share my stress and anxiety relief short flow on here as well, so you've got that to refer back to if you want to have a go at that. I think it's just 15 minutes long or so. Could be quite a good one for everyone at this moment in time. So without further ado, I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for joining me today, and have a lovely rest of your days. Whatever you're doing, just stay home, stay safe. Let's try and get through this together. The quicker we can do as we're told, the quicker it's all going to be over, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Catch you all next Monday, or see you over the weekend if I tune in for anything. But yeah, see you soon. Bye. Don't forget to leave your feedback. Sorry, I forgot to add that one in.